gang, 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 nigga. Everything fucking dead. Niggas know we smoking on this, know we flocking that, nigga. 230s on me, yeah, I'm trying to get em. Shooters up it, then we dead em. Bitch, I'm not me, not even if I let em. Bitch, I'm back and I got it together. Put these with me up and give a nigga stretches. Spit Smith, looking for the status. Catch little J, bitch, I'm hitting neck up. Head tap, now he couldn't get him. Niggas, they be cat lying, they ain't back. Whatever got beat, ain't got it strapped. Back on shit, nigga, wait. I can't fucking wait, nigga, I'm on pack. Never got touched, and I'm talking facts. Man, got beat, couldn't fight back. Even if I'm thrown, bitch, I let it clap. Niggas getting back, hide from the act. Niggas, they be chatting, but they never clap. Like, why you see me?
Yeah. Welcome to NoFilterTV. We on the set. It's going down. We here with Rico. You feel me? How's everything going down with you, man? How's life?
Shit, chillin' for me. Trying to stay focused, take the shit to the top, and do what's right, make the right moves and shit.
Well, so let the people know what your name is again. I know we introduced you already, but let them hear from you.
I'm RTR Rico, aka Mr. Smoking Nigga out the zip. For me, shit like that. I got a lot of names. For me, but I really go by Rico for me. Shit like that.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 19.
Oh yeah, youngin. He's youngin putting on. He putting on for the young squad. Word.
Shit like that.
Shit. Let the people know where you from. How y'all doing that shit?
I'm from Bronx, New York. For me, shit get nasty. For me, I ain't gonna lie. Coming up in the Bronx, it was I ain't gonna lie, it was mixy. Like for me, it really wasn't how shit was now. For me, like niggas was just like fighting and shit like that. For me, little beefs here and there. For me, niggas playing ball, getting up with niggas at little tournaments. For me, courts, parks, all types of shit. Niggas going places deep. For me, having fun. Like I ain't gonna lie, a lot of the shit I'm doing and I'm living now, I ain't even really think. For me, it was just. For me, I was a young nigga. It was the
Just
shit.
doing young nigga shit.
Yeah, you feel me? Shit
Living
like
the
that.
young nigga life. So, shit, you was doing all of that. What inspires you to do music?
I ain't gonna lie. Like, first, like, everything I ever did, like, with this music shit, like, for me, niggas used to be in school, pen tapping at lunch and shit, for me, making beats and shit.
Yeah, we know how that
goes.
go.
Freestyle and shit like that. And I ain't gonna lie, for me, my son Gliz was rapping. I ain't gonna lie, Dad used to say some of his shit. For me, no cap, like he was dead too. I used to say some of his shit like at lunch. I was in probably like 6th grade, no cap. For me, Gliz had, I used to rap some of his shit. For me, switch it up, throw my shit on there. For me, and then, like, for me, I started getting older and shit. For me, and I started chilling with my son Lottie. For me, he used to go to some school called Seward. I used to pull up on him and shit. For me, niggas over there was rapping already and shit. So for me, every now and then, for me, niggas will have our little money and shit, go to the stool. For me, and it just started like that. The first stool session I went, it was with him. For me, niggas cooked up. For me, made a couple songs. I don't really jack them shits now, but for me, that's really where that shit started. For me, went to some studio and some basement and shit. For me, and we just started going there like every other day. Facts, just for me.
So you started taking it more serious, like fucking.
Nah, I wasn't even taking it serious at the time.
Just playing with it.
Yeah, it was just like for me, something I was putting my money into. You feel me? Like anytime I get a couple dollars, just go to the store, fuck it, out, get some weed, go chill, smoke and shit. And for me, I started getting feedback from it. For me, so I was like, fuck it, fuck with this shit. And I wasn't even on no for me, no, like shit I'm on now, like no drill rap shit. Like I was on some Stunner for Vegas shit, like some party hyper music.
Type shit.
And with that, for me, it just, niggas was jacking my shit for me, and I just, me kept fucking with it. Made a couple songs, for me, I dropped.
What artists you use for like your creativity, like what flows and stuff?
Mad people, facts. I listen to like one of the first rappers I was pulling, my favorite rapper was G Herbo. I used to talk that pain. Then for me, I started listening to other niggas. For me, Gunna, Lil Baby, Dirk, for me, like Stunner for Vegas, The Baby, like I was listening to mad people. I ain't gonna lie. And for me, I just, like I gravitated to like whatever I was able to like talk my shit on, you feel me? And that's when that Stunner shit came about, for me. Fire ass beats, like 808s kicking and shit. I used to like shit like that, good 808s.
Yeah, them 808s is what get it going.
Yeah, you feel me?
You get some good 808s.
And then I just really took it from there, like, whatever I fucked with, that's what I fucked with. You feel me? Like whatever I was able to talk my shit on, that's what I talked my shit on.
Alright, well, some of the people want to know about your background a little bit. So, how many siblings do you have, if you have any?
I'm the only child on my side, but on my pop's side, I got 2 little brothers.
Oh, okay. What was your childhood like growing up? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, it was calm. Like, feel me? Like, I'm not gonna say like I really struggled and shit, cause like my mom's always did like the best to hold me down and shit. But like, for me, like I seen shit as a kid and shit that used to fuck with me, like for me mentally and shit. For me, but like for me growing up in the struggles and shit, you bound to come across shit like that. You feel me?
right.
So for me, like I used to just be a kid to get through that shit. You feel me? Like doing fun shit. For me, that shit didn't really start bothering me till like I got older and shit. You feel me? But like besides that, like I was really for me chilling. Like I ain't gonna
Well,
lie,
I'm glad that you like let the people know, like, because you know there's a lot of rappers and a lot of up and coming artists who's rapping about a struggle they never been through. Like,
nah,
they
real
just
shit.
sitting out here just putting
Yeah,
some
these
shit
people-
together.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I had them times here and there, but for me it wasn't though like most of our childhood shit. For me it was like here and there.
Was that a part of your influence in music?
Nah, most
The
definitely.
way you grew up?
Most definitely. For me, like my mom's always make sure she kept it to where like she gave me enough to show me enough that like you still gotta get up and get this shit on your own at a point in time. You feel me?
So she basically built that foundation for you in order for you to be independent and not have to lean on nobody or
Facts.
feel like you being spoiled.
Facts.
Alright. How's your time management as far as your music and your everyday life?
I ain't gonna lie, like I'm gonna keep it a stack. I let like for me my everyday life get in between the music shit, but I'm working on that though. You feel me? Like I've been playing more like for me music so my people can hear out. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm on a little schedule like where I'm about to drop for me like a couple songs this week coming up. For me, I'm gonna drop like 2-3 songs. I'm gonna drop 2 features, probably a solo song, and I'm working on 2 bids. For me. And then one of my mans, for me, my son Jay Cash, I got a song with him. He just started rapping and shit for me. Everybody in the hood jacking that shit. So for me, we gonna put that shit out too, for a little bit out.
How do you make sure you got time to create your craft?
I ain't gonna lie, I always got time. Facts. Like when it come to my craft, like for me, even if I'm outside with guys or some shit, for me, chilling, smoking. If I think of a ball, I'm going for me away from niggas, write that shit down real quick. For me, sometimes that shit might even carry on. I might write a hook or something, write a verse or something. You feel me? So like when it come to that ball shit, like, I always try to make sure like if it's a fire ball, I keep that shit. If it's a fire son, beat anything, I keep that shit, put that shit to the side so I can always come back to it. You feel me? Cause like every time I be in the crib and shit, for me chilling, playing the game, smoking, hear a beat, throw that on, start cooking up. You feel me? Shit like that.
Do you struggle with your craft? And if so, how do you maintain the balance between the struggle and your craft?
I ain't gonna lie, the only thing I really struggle with, like, for me, I'm gonna keep it a stack, like, I got a habit of, like, not finishing shit sometimes, you feel me? Like, if I don't feel like the shit is all the way fire, or I'm not feeling it, or, like, I'm not gonna talk my shit on it, I'll take a pause from it, you feel me? Until I feel comfortable enough to come back, feel me? Shit like that.
As you should.
But for me, I don't really be seeing myself struggle with certain shit too much, for me. Like, I always just try to, for me, let shit be on God timing.
Yeah, because not for nothing, making music is not just about putting shit together as far as bars or hooks. You gotta have a vibe. If you don't have the vibe, the music don't come out properly.
Yeah, that's a fact. I used to be like that for me. Like, for me, with like my energy and shit, my energy wasn't really matching, for me, like, what the beat was and shit, what I was rapping about. So when people used to tell me, like, yo, like, change your energy, like, for me, go with the vibe, like, be the beat, you feel me? Shit like that. For me, that's just something I used to work on as I, like, for me, go to the stool. Like, every time I go to the stool and I leave, I learn for the next time I come.
How would you describe your support system when it comes to your music?
It's good, but to be honest, I don't give a fuck who support me. As long as I support myself. For me, but like my bids and shit, my bids, like, for me, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Some of my mans is the reason, like, I'm on to the shit I'm on now. Like, my son Bookie, for a fact. Like, for me, I posted a drill song. for me, and it was my first drill song. I never hit, for me, 7K and the Trillo on the gram ever, you feel me? Like I used to always like a band, 2K, shit like that. And when I dropped that shit, for me, everybody was fucking with that shit. You feel me? So it was like a new audience, you feel me? And like after a while, like I made a little song here and there, you feel me? Like after that, I'll probably say like a couple months, I made like 2 drill songs and people was fucking with it. So he told me, he was like, yo bro, for me, niggas is younger, feel me? Like we in an era where niggas wanna hear drill, you feel me? Like nigga, we, for me, dealing with shit, niggas beefing with niggas, for me, like there's certain shit that's going on that for me you could gravitate and put that shit into the raps, you feel me? So that's basically like what I started doing. For me, I was just drill rapping, for me, talking about the ops and shit, like for me, and there was already niggas dissing us. So we just started, for me, throwing them niggas in songs, talking about, for me, little shit here and there. For me, that was really it though. Like for me, that shit just, that's how that started.
Have you ever said no to an opportunity to better your career, and why?
Yeah, for me, because if I feel like it's not, how can I say it? Like I don't really want to talk about the situation, but like if I feel the connection and that like how can I say, that chemistry not gonna be there for that like work and shit, for me, I ain't gonna lie, it's, like, what is it for, you feel me? Like, I ain't gonna just do this shit just cause it's gonna help me get something or for me help you get something. Like if we not really putting in that work in and we don't got that bond and we don't got that like love for the shit we doing together, we can't do that shit. Cause it's like how I'm gonna know that you serious, you feel me?
How do you cultivate your audience? How do you get people to want to hear your music? How do people even know about you?
Alright, so one thing I noticed, like for me, I pay attention to like what people that listen to me want to hear, you feel me? Like views and shit like that. If I peep like a certain song got a certain amount of views, I start doing more shit like that, you feel me? And it's just shit like that. And I ain't gonna lie, like people really found out about me, for me, like as a God, like for me just supporting my shit, sharing my shit like that, for me like basically like putting me out there, like nobody ever really said I was whack and shit like that, for me. Like I feel like I was whack before, but like even before, like the guys was jacking that shit.
Most up and coming artists feel like that, like their music ain't really what they think it should be. Other people jacking it, but they like, nah, man, that shit trash.
Like I ain't gonna lie, even still to this day, for me, I might throw it a little old song about for me, fuck that shit, laugh at it and shit for me. But it's just, for me, it's good though, cause for me, I can see it grow. For me,
Yeah, it's always good to keep your old shit so you can see, you can always fix the where you feel you messed up or where you feel you ain't put enough emphasis on or something like that. You feel me? You can see your progress from then and now. Shit, I do music too, and I still be looking at shit like, damn, I could have did this.
Nah, that's a fact.
Now I got to incorporate that in something new. What's your biggest barrier or challenge as an up and coming artist?
I ain't gonna lie, I say like, for me, I feel like every like small artist feel like this, like it's really like getting out there, you feel me? Like for me, that's really like everybody goal for me, like to make a name for themselves for this shit, you feel me? Like do something, provide something, bring something to the table. So for me, like, don't get me wrong, I know this shit gonna take time, but for me, like, I wouldn't say I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, but like, I ain't stressing it, cause like I said, everything on God timing, you feel me? So it's like, I'm just moving at my own pace, you feel me? Like,
We was
like
just
that.
talking about this on the first episode. We was just talking about how up and coming artists is feeling like they ain't getting no type of recognition unless they got a certain amount of money to state like, I'm doing this. You got celebrities sitting there on Instagram like, yeah, we looking for up and coming artists, but it's a bunch of us sitting right here in y'all domain and y'all not putting niggas on. Y'all just overlooking niggas. Niggas ain't got it. You're like, all right, well, you get it, holla at me.
And well, it's a lot of for me, like upcoming artists that's really doing their thing. I ain't gonna cap, but it's like for me, shit a two-way street. Like, for me, if you're not staying consistent, if you don't feel motivated, if you don't believe in yourself, and you're not putting your shit out there for niggas to hear, niggas ain't gonna hear you. For me, like, if you just got shit tucked, for me, letting niggas on the block hear it, for me, sending the unreleased to everybody. Niggas, for me, that's on them apps, that's on them websites looking for you, they not gonna find you. You're not gonna get them streams and shit to make you go out there. So it's like, for me, like, you gotta put in that work and shit, you feel me? Like, you gotta want that shit, you feel me? That shit gotta really be in you.
I just feel like a lot of people that put in that work but don't have the funds to back it up is getting overlooked with the people that got the funds, because a lot of these people is getting signed and then you don't hear nothing from them after that.
Shit going basically like that shit just going to
It's
waste.
like we seen these niggas popping on YouTube, on World Star, and all of this, and they get signed, and then we don't hear nothing from them. Where we got people like us who's grinding for this shit, that if we get signed, the label ain't got nothing to worry about, because we consistently got music, we consistently making music, and we ain't, you know what I'm saying? There's just no recognition there.
Funny shit.
That's a fact.
Oh, them niggas music and shit.
I ain't gonna lie, they came across for me a couple little like music businesses and shit, like, I wouldn't say labels, but like niggas want a partnership and shit like that. Like, I just really don't be fucking with that shit.
So you use social media to promote your music.
Yeah, that's a fact. My main, like, for me, shit is Instagram right now.
Well, let the people know your Instagram, how they can find you, how they can
You
tap
can
into
find
your
me
music.
on IG at rtr.rico, RICO, for me. Simple shit.
That's how you share your music too.
Yeah, facts.
I'm gonna put you on because a lot of people know about this.
Well,
Make yourself a United Masters.
got one.
Oh, alright, so you on.
Alright.
You on. Let them know you're United Masters too, because they put all your music on all platforms.
RTR space Rico. For me, keep all my shit simple, easy to find me.
Alright, so we gonna wrap this thing up. You know what I'm saying? What's your advice to all the up and coming artists that's trying to make it now?
For me, like, if you want good feedback on your shit, like, for me, you want people to be sharing your shit. First things first, go to your guys, for me. Ask them if that shit fire. You know they gonna keep it up with you. If they don't, then those not your guys. But for the most part, just for me, like, put your shit out there. For me, like, take that constructive criticism, for me. Let niggas tell you, for me, what you need to fix, shit like that. For me, you only gonna learn with this shit. For me, like, you only gonna have to go up. For me, like, you take yourself back. That's just, for me, you not being motivated for this shit. For me, shit like that.
Alright, people, we're gonna close it out with Rico music. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to tune in. Y'all heard what he said.
It's a fact. Mr. Smoking nigga out there.
Gang, 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 nigga. Everything fucking dead.
Oh,
Niggas know we smoking on this, know we flocking that, nigga. Two dirties on me, I'm trying to get up. I bet them we dead. Bitch, I don't me, not even if I let them. Bitch, I'm back and I got it together. But even when you up and giving niggas strap, like White Bitch Smith, looking for the status. Catch a little J, I bitch, I'm head neck up. Head tap, now we couldn't get up. Niggas, they be cat lying and they rap, so I got beat. I ain't got a strap, that's that shit, nigga. Never got touched, and I keep it back. Man, got beat, couldn't fight back. Even if I throw, bitch, I let it go.
Yo, get looking things coming out, man. Yeah, man. You know how I go all the time. Yeah, you stop.